What's up, YouTube and Facebook? Blue Dooley with the wife's HPI Venture, which we're going to go take out here in a little bit. I'm super excited we finally got one of these. I've been looking forward to having another HPI in the house for a while. The reason I mainly got this over everything else is the other HPI sitting right here, my Wheelie King turned Crawler King. I've rolled this down mountains and not really had any problems compared to James's Axial or his Losi for that matter. So if this little guy is half as tough as that thing, the wife will never break it. So that's awesome. Okay, price and feature wise, I did a little surfing online. The HPI, I should note, when I was looking, was the only truck to come fully ready to run. Had the batteries for the transmitter and a charger and a battery for the truck. Price-wise, it kind of falls in the middle of most of the ready-to-run kits. Just depends on which kit you get. Some axials are more, some axials are less. The TRX4 is a lot more, unless you get the Sport. Performance-wise, they all have 90mm shocks or close to it. The HPI Venture and the Vetera Ascender are the only trucks with dual-rate coil springs. So that kind of sets those two trucks apart from all the other trucks, which would give you a little more tuning in the suspension, as you could just change the short spring or the long spring to really fine tune it, along with changing the oil. Here comes the guy. HPI's threaded shocks are aluminum. The caps are plastic, but the main body is aluminum. Right out of the box, they work pretty good, and they still stayed after a little running out in the cold. They still seem to stay pretty soft and predictable. All the trucks are a link suspension of some kind, either 4-link or 3-link or 3-link with a track bar, which is what the HPI is on the front. The TRX4 is a 3-link with a track bar in the front. I don't remember off the top of my head if the G-Made is a 3 or 4-link in the front, or if the Vetera Ascender is a 3-link or a 4-link in the front. Size-wise, they're all fairly similar in size. They're all about 9, maybe a little more inches wide. Wheelbase tends to be around 11.5 to 12 something inches long. They all run 1.9 tires with 12mm hexes, so I mean there's no limit to what tires and wheels you can put on the truck afterward.
Well in this snow.
The body on the HPI is really nice. It's well detailed, and of course it's officially licensed Toyota FJ Cruiser body. The axials, of course, are a lot of Jeeps, and the Vetera Ascender you can get a Chevy or a Ford body. I think I saw a Ford pickup body on one of them, or the Blazer. Performance-wise, as far as speed goes, with the exception of the TRX4 with the 2-speed, they all are roughly within that 4 to 8 mile an hour range. They all have roughly the same amount of suspension travel. The biggest difference in performance, I think, is kind of where the trucks mount the battery, transmission, and all the electronics. The HPI and the TRX4 have all the motor and electronics up front, with the battery over the rear axle, which for most of the crawling I've found that you want a lot of weight forward, but having a little weight over the back end helps. The axle, SCX-10 2s, I believe pretty much everything's mounted from centerline forward, including the battery. I can't comment on the Vetera or the G-Made. As you've seen the wife run into herself and me, she's a novice, and picked up the controls for the HPI really quick. The transmitter feels nice. I mean, she has smaller hands than I do, and she ran it perfectly fine. The transmitter had a lot more features in it than I had expected in an RTR, as besides the normal steering and throttle trim. You can also adjust all the endpoints on the radio. And the radio also has a mode for if you live in France. I didn't know France had a different kind of transmitter law or something like that, so I don't know if that matters to you or not. Other things about the HPI, I mean, it doesn't have aluminum links, but the mounts for all the links are aluminum. The differential covers are aluminum. And as I said, the shock bodies are aluminum. All the trucks are C-channel steel. So I think people should take a little more look at the HPI Venture. Bert? So what do you think?
We're cool.
Now you have your own truck.
Yep.
And now we'll go inside.
Because it's quite chilly outside.
Because it's kind of chilly outside. So there's the wife's new truck. We'll get some trail time here eventually. And I got a coworker at work with some crawlers, so maybe we can get a bunch of us out and do a really cool video. So hit like for the wife, hit like for HPI, or hit like just because of Trex, and we'll catch you in the next one.